Hello everyone, Krydax here, and welcome back to pYanodon's Season 3. In this episode, we're going to be continuing to work towards the rubber build, which we're pretty close now that we did our giant bitumen build. That's very nice that that's rolling. And I do have an announcement, channel announcement-wise, not a good one. I have some bad news, and no, I'm not quitting pYanodon's, don't worry. However, it's hard to explain, but there is kind of an emergency situation in my IRL life, and what that means is for the near future, and I don't know exactly how long, you're probably going to see less content from me. I'm most likely not going to be able to maintain 7 Pi episodes a week. I will keep doing Pi. I don't know exactly how many episodes a week I'll be able to get out. If I can get 5 a week, then it will be the weekends that will not have episodes. My goal is to at least get 5 a week because that is kind of a nice cadence, you know, that there's one for each weekday. But it's possible that that's even lower, in which case I'll space them out, you know, every other day type thing. Yeah, I can't really say more quite yet. There's a lot that's going on, and it's going to involve a lot of just real life, honestly, just nightmares. And so I don't really know what else I can say other than, like, thank you for understanding, and I appreciate y'all's patience. And if you support me on Patreon, but feel like, you know, if I'm going to be putting out less content, then the Patreon juice isn't worth the squeeze, then feel free to reevaluate your Patreon support. I totally understand that and respect that, but just so you know, there will probably be slightly less coming out. And that also means less Greg Tech streams. I'm hoping to still get at least 1 a week out, but it's possible there's a week, you know, or 2 in the coming months that end up with none. And yeah, there's just a lot going on in life right now because of this event, and I don't really know exactly what that's going to do. And as most people would say and agree, you know, life takes priority. These are important things in life that take priority over work. And in this case, content creation. So again, thank you guys for understanding. I just wanted you to know that up front so that you're not surprised when it's like, wait, why are there less episodes this week? Or why are there none this weekend? Did he forget? No, I didn't forget. It's just life. So again, thank you for understanding, but let us get back to the base for now. So in our last episode, we stopped right as we were finishing up the Rectisol to ref syngas recipe, which includes acid gas as a byproduct. And we were doing that. Where were we doing that build? I actually have no memory. Oh, it's up here. Perfect. So that's there, and it looks like, aha, we don't have power connected. And then, did I not request syngas? Oh, didn't do the syngas request yet. So we'll do 75,000 for that. Done. And then that'll get plugged in, and then we just need the recycling. I don't remember where we finished off with this. So we got the water hooked up. The CO2 is being recycled into channel 1, which we did set the filters. And the acid gas is being recycled into channel 2. I say channel 2, that's the wrong word to call it, but you guys get what I'm saying. Number 2 here, and that should work. And then finally the water's getting dumped, so dump trash, well, byproduct, and then refined syngas is the main product, which I will allow to buffer. Here, so that'll buffer there. And then here's the provider for that, and that'll go right there. Oh, look at this. It's always 1 tile off. How is it always freaking 1 tile off? I know it's not always, because we've literally had a couple times where it wasn't, but that is funny to me. I guess I'll just do it this way then. And power that up. And then I think the only thing missing is the canisters, which we have going up here in the auto mall. So we'll work our way up there. Let's try to not get hit by a train. Success. All right, and then what am I doing? Canisters. How many realistically do we need here? If we're pumping out, I don't know, something like that. 5 a second on a belt that is how big? About 100 tiles. So we need about 200 canisters. Plus a little bit more. Let's say 300 canisters. 3, 4, 5, and there we go. That should be plenty. Oh, the auto mall is beautiful. It's just beautiful. Get rid of these ugly dudes. All right, so we basically just need that to be filled up. And that goes fast enough, I can just manually fill these. Oh, shoot. No, I did it right. Did I do it right? No, these all need to be on the close side. I did this one wrong. The inputs are, or the full ones are on the inside of the loop. Yeah. The empty ones are on the outside of the loop. And then we gotta go left, empty gas canister. Okay. That'll do it. Refined syngas is now a go, and we're gonna provide that at a higher priority than first place we made refined syngas, which was here, that uses activated carbon. So let's just guarantee that we're at a lower priority here. We are. Okay. I should probably space things out by a few when we have a new high priority situation. All right, there we go. Wait, what's going on here? Oh, none of these. That's funny. I forgot to turn those. There we go. And that is refined syngas done and dusted. It's going to use up all my methanol, by the way, so we're going to have a little bit of a struggle for a while. But the good news is we have infinite syngas now, so this is only copper and zinc that we're burning to make the methanol. And we have a big supply of methanol, so that's great. Sweet, sweet, sweet. All right, that'll do it. Let's head out and figure out what's next. So sulfuric acid is next, and that requires ref syngas plus sulfur. So we need to make our first sulfur mines. Let's get those created here. Sulfur mine. Make like 5 of them. That should be pretty chill. And then I know we've got a bunch of sulfur up here, so this feels like a good spot to mine sulfur. It's gonna take a little while for my trains to, or my bots to build this situation. Are you kidding me? There's a single chain signal that's gonna be missing. Is that gonna screw things up? I actually think it will. So I need to place one there. I don't actually know if that was necessary or not. I'm not 100% sure. And then straight connector here. Oh gosh. I think for now I'll just rely on belts, because another straight connector, they're going to be flying across this whole void, and then they have to go sideways to charge, and it's just going to be a giant mess. So I will put my stations here, and we'll just belt all the sulfur over for now. That will be slightly annoying later. It might get in the way of some rails, but I can try to belt everything to where future rails won't get in the way. And we'll just need undergrounds. And then I might go manually build a radar, just because I want to, what am I saying? I want to be able to plan out the stations, the input station and output station. Because we're going to need a lot of fluid fuel to run sulfur mines. They take 30 megawatts. That's a pretty serious amount. But that is to make 13 sulfur a second, which for now is plenty. You know, later that won't be enough, but... So I guess what we want to do then is... I don't even know. Do our own... power? Here? And then build a radar. And then that can help us plan this part out. Oh gosh, that's so bad. Okay, well, whatever. We'll just add in a F requester. No, F fungible, FR fungible. What the heck? Oh, there we go. That should be able to go there. Fungible is... Nope, sorry. Cancel. Belay that order. We need fluid fueling requester extension. That's a different system. Right there. Okay. And then that's what gets piped around to the sulfur mines. Which we can... you know, manually kind of set up here. So the input belt is up here. This one. I don't have enough belts on me, but I can at least ghost build all this stuff. And these are going to be triple stacked, so like I'm not really worried about the... What I might do is this. And then I will preemptively put in one of these, but then undo it. Ah, that doesn't quite work. We actually want this to be like here. Because that's an intersection. What the heck happened there? That's weird. Okay, so that's an intersection. And then we'll do undergrounds here, 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 here. Sure, that should allow for the future. And then we'll come down and over, down. I'm up here. Okay, and the other ones can just come sideways from where they are. So this one will come over. This. Straight connector. Doing this at night is annoying. So that needs to be a T-junction. L, straight connector. Straight connector. Just do that so I don't have to do the weird blueprint stuff. And then straight connector. We'll just follow along the straight belt here to connect our fluid fuel. And that will come to here. Boom. Okay, that's 2 out of 3 hooked up, and then the last one is just a really long belt to the side with a bunch of straight connectors. Not bad. Okay, so there's that. Oh, right. I did this so that then it can go next to the belt. Wait, what? There we go. Belt. Dang it. Gotta hold shift, but I can't do shift A because that's a Bob's Mods hotkey for the inserters. I've thought about changing that dozens of times, but my muscle memory is so ingrained at this point, it would take me weeks or months even to unlearn shift A for inserter changes, unfortunately. All right, and I'm definitely gonna need a lot more belts here. Okay, and then here is where we start that underground and do that. Wait, I'm on the top? Is that right? Yeah, that is right. Okay. And that goes right there. There, and then a T-junction. Okay, I'm not sure about X-tents. 215 plus another maybe, I don't know, 30. What are the fluid X-tents? 320 for niobium? Oh, they're 640 for undergrounds, but not for regular pipes. So 320 will be my limit if I include regular pipes in it, which I did. I think we're gonna be within 320. Because that's 20 chunks. I think we're within 20 chunks. So now my task is to go get a bunch of belts and the sulfur mines and maybe some more underground stuff. And drink some water. Okay. Good. And we'll just run down the south. Hop on a train. To the Auto Mall. And then this will be infinite sulfur. I mean, not literally infinite, but it's pretty close. All right. So give me all the bits, which I'm gonna actually, wait, what did I do here? Oh wow, I have 2,500 for channel 1? I don't know if I need that many. Like, I know they're an ingredient in some things, but I don't know if I need that many. Maybe later, make a bunch of classified. No, that's fine. All right, I'm gonna take all those, and then only 50? Oh, sorry, that's the wrong one. There we go. Unfortunately, all of them are in the other storage, so we've got that problem. The undergrounds. And then I needed the sulfur mines, which we'll just turn that off. Grab these, cancel it. So the sulfur mines are now mine, and what else was I needing? Maybe some more underground extensions. I think that's enough belts for this. It's gonna be close. Just restock these things. Though the thing I needed the most of, which was the eye junctions, are kind of light as well. I think this should do it. Let me grab some more belts right now. Okay, that should be plenty. Hop on the train. Train to nowhere. Gosh, these singular power poles account for so much construction time. Like, there's one little bot somewhere flying all the way to just build that power pole, and until then, all of this stuff can't even start. I do wish this would be the sort of thing that would never happen because it would be terrible for performance. But what if bots could know that, hey, that power pole is on the way to being built, so you can start flying to build all these things? You know, like, it would never work for a variety of technical reasons, but conceptually, it's what you'd wish bots could do. The heck? Oh, that was weird. That wasn't a regular tape line, it was just a left click and drag, but it hadn't disappeared? Maybe? Or no, maybe it was a normal one. I don't know what I just did. Alright. But it is now time for the bots to help. And earn their keep. Earn their kerosene. And it's also time to craft another bunch of those, which I do once every blue moon. Look at the minions go! They're so cute. I like their little ears. I know they're not ears, but they look like ears, or I guess you could look at them like eyes, but given where they're positioned, they feel more like ears than eyes to me. And I think it makes them look like little teddy bears or something. All right, so that's good to go. I don't know which side of the belt that's gonna put it on, but again, it doesn't matter because it's triple stacked. So we can do up to 22.5 items a second per belt side. And we don't even have that many items a second from all 3 of these put together. So it's pretty irrelevant, and I can always manually change the belt sides if we ever upgrade these to Mark II sulfur mines. So it's an easy fix later. Oh, that's so satisfying when they like fan out and build a thing all at once. I bet I just had the most random thought. What if we did a thing where we wanted bots to all build on the same moment? So what we'd do is we'd set up like, you know, something like this, where we'd have to figure out our movement speed, and as we ran to the right, all the bots would end up getting like assigned to these, slightly one after another. They'd get assigned to these first, then these, then these, then these, and then all the bots would arrive at, you know, as close as we can get it because of rounding error, arrive at the same time to just build it all in one blop. I think that would be really cool. Totally pointless project. That just came to my mind. But it would require some math on bot movement. Well, I guess, is the bot movement speed relevant? Or is it more just about my movement speed versus... Oh, here I am doing the actual experiment. Or at least figuring out how one would do the actual experiment. Because, let's see. Because currently, if we just had a wall, which we just did when we had the belt wall, you know, the issue... Like if I had this, the issue is that the bots get to the middle ones first. Right? So what you'd need to do is account for the circle. But the problem is your radius of building is not circular. So all the bots would get launched at the same time, but which would be fine if you could arrange, if you had a circular building radius and you arranged it in a circle, then it would work. But like this, the bots get sent later. Yeah, the bots get sent later to build that one. So then you have to account for the fact that the bots get sent later to build that row, which means the bots would need to be, or let's see, if they get sent later, then this gets built later, which means it's relatively further away. So you'd probably end up with like, it wouldn't really be a circle. It would probably be more like that, you know, like, I don't actually know. I don't know what the curvature would look like. Oh gosh, please stop. No, no, no. You guys keep all my stuff. Anyway, I think we got that all built, and I do want a radar. As high up as we can get it into the, you know, I think I will just build this intersection. So then that puts a radar there. And then that would need to be over here to get coverage. Ah, that's fine. That sulfur mine can be out of coverage. I don't mind. All right, well, that's gonna take a while to get built, but it will get built. And I think there's nothing else we need to do. It's possible, I guess we need to merge these guys. I can't really see the sprite for this loader because that tree's in the way. But I don't remember if that loader has a restriction. It looks like it does. So I need to remember to fix that. Other than that, though, we're done with the sulfur part of this step. So then we need this part, which is 14 GPUs, gas processing unit, not graphical processing unit, and 8 chemical plants. And then I guess I'll just chill at the auto mall for now. This new remote building thing is nice. Chill at the auto mall, and I will turn on my logistics, which needs roboports and pump jack. Turn that on while we plan out our next move here. Do we want that to be here? Or do we want it to be here? I think I want it to be a little bit expandable, so what I'm gonna have to do is remove these and instead make it a bigger setup up here. And I've already got... What is that? That's a trash provider. What is going on here? I've already just got a random normal provider that's not doing anything if we need it. And wait, we've already got an acid gas requester. So... And this is the acid gas from flue gas. That gets used up first. Flue gas and tailings. And the tailings request is actually priority 1. Is that what we want? Because this kind of feels like a final thing for tailings. No, the final thing for tailings is being turned into benzene. Unless we don't have enough benzene, and then we want that to be a higher priority than this. It's weird. There's like these warring, like, you want to use it unless you have enough of this, and then if you have enough of this, go use it for something else. But then if you're done using it for that something else, then come back and use the rest of it for this. Oh, it's so complex. It's so complex. But yeah, this will request acid gas. Popped up by tailings. So then this is just using ref syngas plus sulfur. So that's the main thing I need to set up, and then the rest of it is just more chemical plants. Hooked up to the same things. I literally don't need to change anything, I just need to add more of them. 'Cause I didn't leave space. Krydax. Supposed to leave space in this series. I think I'll put them up here. I think we can fit 8 up here. Oh, not quite. Let's do 8 like this. Okay, yeah, that works. And then connections wise, boom, boom. Inline, one of those, like those. The top one's gonna look different. That and that, that and that. Copy this part, bloop, bloop, bloop. Oh, but that one's different. There we go. So now everything's one directional. Okay, and now we just need to pipe up the sulfuric acid, which should be able to go along the rails here. Connect to the middle there. And then the water, we've got a pump jack, so I can just throw that up here instead. Whoa. Way too high up. We'll just hook up the water like right here. Or no, right here. Okay, and then that water gets connected. Power. I want to be careful to not screw up my geothermal. That's a separate network, but this is the normal power network here. All right, that's done. Throw a lamp in the middle. Water's done, and now we just need the acid gas. I'm down here to come up, which is this one. Which I will actually have be next to the sulfur. So those can travel together. I like when pipes are aligned with each other when they're going to the same place. I think that's helpful visually. And then that'll squiggle up in T-junction, and I think that's it. So that part's done, and now we just need to actually turn all the sulfur. So the question is, should we just turn the sulfur into acid gas on site? No, because I'm gonna need to provide sulfur to other places too. So the question is just, where should we do this? And I can do it anywhere, because it's just gonna bring the sulfur in on trains. So why not here with the batteries, or up here with the ref syngas? The ref syngas is already here, so it's not hard to move fluids, it's harder to move solids. I don't know. Does it matter? Does it really matter? I'll just leave some space and build it here. Need a lot of these. So flip. Let's see. What if we do something like this? And then each building only needs 1 a second. So I can do that. And that. And then we can have sets of 4. Like that. And then we just need the ref syngas on the outside to connect up. We need a requester for ref syngas here. Again, I know it seems weird to request something we're making here, but I just think it works better in the long run, because then we can move refined syngas later and we don't have to worry about it at all. And now we need a requester for side request extension. Boop, boop. Filters and sulfur. And we'll do 50 stacks. And that'll do it. Except we need the RoboPort coverage. So I actually need to build it like right there. All right, that'll get built, and then finally we copy this bad boy. I need more than 12. So that's 12. So we'll do one more. Fix this last set of undergrounds. Lamp at the top. Lamp here. Lamp at the bottom. Make sure power's connected. I think that's legitimately it. And then this is going to be providing huge amounts of acid gas. To supplement the acid gas that's coming from that. So then that needs to be in its own provider. Fluid F provider. There we go. Alright, so that's acid gas provided at a -1 priority. Or wait, I'll think about priorities in a second. First, I want to get this figured out. Yeah, we need this plugged in. Find syngas. All right, and then that will go up. Leave a space, go over. T-junction. Okay, and then the acid gas. What priority do we want this one? We want a low priority. We only make acid gas this way if we need to, right? What are all the sources of acid gas? Yeah, because mainly all the other sources are byproducts. We end up making some from tailings. We end up making some on our way to making refined syngas. And then we end up making some on the way to, or from flue gas, from excess flue gas. Which also makes us a lot of cold steam, by the way. That's actually a good way to get cold steam. Huh. So weirdly, like, flue gas equals cold steam. Crazy way to think about that. Anyway, that should do it. So we just want this to be at a low priority. Which I already did, -1. Perfect. I think that does it. Am I forgetting something here? The acid gas is jamming up here. So let me think for a second. If acid gas is jamming up here, will we have properly prioritized that acid gas to turn into sulfuric acid before anything else? I guess we're prioritizing flue gas, acid gas even higher. Am I okay with that? I think so. Flue gas... Is this a low priority flue gas request? It's a medium priority? Okay. There might be some other things that require higher priority flue gas requests. I'm going to change this down to priority 0. Because now we have a much better way to make acid gas. And if there are things that need flue gas later, I want to make sure they're receiving it. So I actually might make this a low priority flue gas and tailings request. Which means... again, I just want to double check my tailings request down here, which is where exactly? This one? That's like a -5, right? Yeah. Okay. So that's like the final trash for tailings. So for now, oh, we're not making gas processing units in the auto mall. Well, time to fix that. Auto mall. Integrate gas processing unit. We'll say 4, and that'll get done. Okay, anyway. Yeah. So this being a -1 priority. No, what was I just talking about? -1 provide priority for acid gas. Oh, sorry. We were talking about the flue gas. Okay, so this way, when we have other things to do with flue gas, that'll get flue gas first. But then if we have excess flue gas, it'll come to here to get turned into acid gas, which then gets highly prioritized. Otherwise, we're requesting acid gas. No, that's providing acid gas. At a 10 priority. That's messy. So wait, this acid gas... will always get used first. And this is the acid gas from flue gas and tailings. But only extra flue gas and tailings. Oh, interesting. And then we request the acid gas, which, why don't we make that 75,000? To turn into sulfuric, and that all happens at the same priority level. This is interesting. Do I want tailings to go to sulfuric acid before they go to making benzene and aromatics? The question is, would I rather do this route and spend methanol and syngas, and methanol is basically zinc and copper. So would I rather spend zinc, copper, and syngas, or would I rather spend, and syngas is kind of free because of our big bitumen build. I guess it needs a tiny amount of filter. Or would I rather spend potential aromatics and benzene? Those are kind of the questions. Because by using the tailings dust here, we are removing potential tailings from other destinations. But we also need tailings dust sometimes. We don't yet, but that shows up in blue liquor, which we're gonna need soon. It's also fake arthropod blood? Wait, did I look into this? Oh, sorry, that's... Oh, it's not a real recipe. Dang. Okay, never mind. This is so confusing. Oh, this automatically jams up on tailings dust. Because we're not final trashing tailings dust? Wait, I thought we were. Oh yeah, no, this is broken down. Somehow this ran out of coal. Up to 50%. I need to decide what priority this acid gas gets used at. I think we do want to use the tailings acid gas before the sulfur syngas acid gas. It's a really low rate anyway, so if I'm low on acid gas, we're still going to use the other stuff. Interesting questions. But yeah, we need to fix this. So let's do that, into that, and like limit that to a couple stacks. So that way the coal dust builds up a little better. I don't know exactly how that happened, just bad luck maybe. Okay, we can just drive over to fix that ourselves. Wait, this is the wrong block. Or is it? No, this is the right block. Just gotta go to the south here. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Okay, so we'll fix this. And then I will manually move some coal dust into here. There we go. So now we're getting the rich dust taken care of, and that'll get the tailings dust taken care of. And the rich dust, do we need to start caring about that? No, I really don't think so. I mean, you get a tiny bit of chromite sand back, which is a tiny bit of acetone. If we add in copper and I mean, I don't think it's worth it. So that can process up to 200 tailings a second, which if we're making tons of tailings, that's not even going to use up all our tailings anyway. So I'm happy with this. So then finally we need nothing else, I guess. We're actually good. Is that true? I think so. So the sulfuric setup. Oh, the acid gas isn't connected. Hold on. No, it's a requester. Yeah, no, we're good. And we'll use up all the acid gas from flue gas and from tailings first. This means we'll keep drying up tailings and get some free acid gas that way. Besides, another thing to note is the tailings here never go to the train network, right? Aren't we direct? Yeah, we're direct pumping the tailings. So all of our bitumen build tailings do get turned into this and don't have an option to turn into anything else, which is why this tailings requester is so low, because we're already getting some of this no matter what whenever our bitumen build runs. By the way, I think we talked about this a little bit, but bitumen is a really great way to make nitrogen. And so as soon as we need nitrogen, we're definitely doing that version. And we can even turn bitumen into sulfur too to get more acid gas at some point if we need it. So anyway, just wanted to point that out. That train is confused, probably because this just started getting finished. Yeah. It'll be done soon. Okay, there's that one. We can remove the limit. And that's no lock slots, because this is just a pure sulfur provider. Sulfur mines provide. Soon we'll have the fluids. That radar will get built eventually. Cool. All right, so that wraps up this step of the process. Next is the acetone. And then we'll do organic solvent. And then we'll do our actual rubber build, which unfortunately is going to require, I think we decided 4 biocrud isn't really feasible. Is that right? What if I wanted to make 4 agar a second? Because agar spoils into biocrud. So what if we did that? That's 20 high pressure furnaces, 20 seaweed a second. I mean, yeah, 4 biocrud is actually not that easy to come by for this recipe to make carbon black. Maybe later that's not much of a problem. And 4 cellulose I think would even be worse. Biocrud. Let me just check one last time. Are there any reasonable... Yeah, I mean, that would be... So 4 biocrud would be 6 sodium hydroxide a second and 20 wood per second. Oh god, that's definitely not worth it. But the tar processing version is super annoying too. And there's no other way to make anthracene, right? Pitch and tar, that's it. Also, I can turn coal into tar? That, I don't remember this existing. Core and coarse fraction. And sulfur and carrageen. Now this one's actually pretty competitive. Those are both really easy to get. So if you needed to mass produce tar, that could be a way to do it. We're gonna have byproduct tar from coke fluidization here for ammonia. Am I accounting for that? Or am I dumping that? I think I'm dumping that tar at the moment. Where am I doing the ammonia build? It's like over here. Oh no, we're holding on to it. Okay, so then I guess we need to request tar. Let's do it. There's a bitumen seep right here. What if I just did that? Seems easy enough. End up with excess middle oil and creosote. The middle oil we should process because I think it only does one thing, right? I mean, technically you can get more carbolic and less naphthalene, but surely that's pointless because carbolic can go to creosote, but can't naphthalene go to creosote too? Yeah, it's slightly less, but like, I guess if your only goal was to maximize creosote from your middle oil, you would... Am I saying this right? 50 carbolic and 100 naphthalene versus 100 carbolic and 50 naphthalene. And carbolic is a 1-to-1 to creosote rather than a 5-to-3. So this gets us 130 rather than 110. So you get 13/11ths more creosote out at the cost of using chitin. And getting light oil for free. That seems pointless. So there's no reason to add chitin into that. And that, again, middle oil only does one thing, so we should process it here. And then that gets us more light oil and more creosote. We will change the naphthalene, or sorry, the anthracene. Wait, what? Middle oil. Ingredient. Wait, 100 middle oil gets us 100 naphthalene. Yeah, anthracene. Okay, yeah, sorry. So naphthalene and carbolic both will go to being mean, we could make some extra organic solvent instead of creosote. And we also need to keep some back for anthraquinone. Anthraquinone. All right, well, we're probably going to call it an episode here, but the next episode will have us working on acetone and orgsolve, and then eventually the tar build for carbon black. Do we need carbon black for anything else? Do I need to make this bigger? Carbon black is used in rubber, black refined concrete, and a little bit for an arcad jelly barrel recipe later. I don't think I need to care about that. That's a Kim Science recipe. At that point, I'll have ways to improve my carbon black production. So I think for now, yeah, this build should be fine. And then BioCrud 2-to-1. Did I look into that? No, I looked into this. It's not that much different in terms of BioCrud to carbon black. That's 10 to 5, which is 2 BioCrud each. And this is, oh, it's actually exactly the same. This is 3 to 1.5, which is 2 BioCrud each. So these are both 2 BioCrud each. So, and the cost would be BioCrud here. And again, we've discovered, because I'm being fairly efficient with my spoilage, I'm not actually making that much BioCrud. 22 a minute, I mean, we're making 0.5 a second. So that would only make 0.25 carbon black a second. So yeah, we'll do that in the next episode. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and I'll see you on the next episode.